Artificial intelligence is all around us, from the phones we carry to the algorithms that service the music that we listen to. It's literally used in everything. But over the last few years, and in particularly the last few months, AI has been used to create actual rap songs, and in one instance, actual rappers. And it forced me to ask the question, is it just AI, or is it a band of people coming together to masquerade as AI? AI's use in creating music has been widely documented. OpenAI, an AI research company, released a slew of music in 2020 in the ethos of popular musicians like Katy Perry, and singer Holly Herndon uses AI as an assistant to create pop music. But like I said before, what about actual rap songs? Well, yeah, that's happened too. Enter TravisBott.
No, you talking trippy on my plane. I just want your first lane.
We didn't expect it it was more of an internal experiment on ours that we kind of went all in on, and we didn't expect it to garner such like a feverish response literally around the world.
That's Ned Lampert and Micah Coolish from Space 150, the company behind TravisBott. Genius spoke with them to find out how they created a robot version of Travis Scott that wasn't in Fortnite. This made waves when it dropped last year. It was obviously fake, but some of the lyrics sounded like they were straight from the mind of LaFlame.
I ain't got the surface cause I know I'm not that hard, but I got all my old bitches mad by the bars, thinking that the Grammy in the family I got stars, tried to put it in the plane, but the blame be on the cars.
According to Ned and Micah, they fed a computer hundreds of Travis Scott songs, which then spat out lyrics. They sent me a doc with them, and they're pretty unusual. Check out these bars. I mean, I can tell you I can for us in the basement. I just with my brothers on the plane. Look at my doors like I'm right now. The barch so you got it for the same past. It's lit because, like you just heard, most of it didn't make any sense. A human hand was needed to actually craft the songs to make them palatable, so they didn't go full Matrix on you. Then they had Dallas rapper So Topic become Travis Scott and rap the songs. In a tweet last year, he said, quote, "It was the weirdest thing I've ever been a part of." This entire endeavor raised some serious ethical concerns, and the aforementioned Holly Herndon critiqued them in an interview, saying, quote, "Is it okay to literally sample someone's personhood? Are we okay with that as a society? And if we're okay with that, how does that play out within the existing power structures that we already have in society?" Space 150 maintains that they weren't trying to make any money with TravisBott and that they were just trying to start a conversation. But not everyone is in this AI rapper game for the lulz or even altruistic reasons. Some people are actually here to make money. Enter FN Meka. FN Meka is a virtual human influencer with more than 9 million followers on TikTok. Its greatest hits include an AirPod shotgun, selling a toilet as an NFT, and many others. In 2019, it released 2 songs, Internet.
Here we go again. Another nigga talking on the fucking internet. Buddy big mad cause his bitch gave me neck. Worked all night like the shit both flex. Nigga, why you mad? Go and get yourself a check.
And Moonwalking.
Moonwalking with a shotty in the lot. Moonwalking with a shotty in the lot. Feel like Hank Hill when I raise the bottom. I don't see no niggas like we playing hockey.
The tracks were clearly chasing the ethos of embattled artists 6ix9ine and TK in Moonwalking and on Internet respectively. These cuts were synced to TikToks in an effort to go viral. But it was its branding as the first robot rapper that really made me ask questions. Who is the voice behind FN Meka? Who are the people controlling FN Meka? Why are they masquerading behind this avatar? Why won't they just be transparent? Its most recent effort is Speed Demon, which is made entirely by AI, which is clear judging by its unintelligible lyrics.
She wanna skirt in my whip. She wanna skirt in my whip. She only love me cause she know that I'm famous, so she lift a skirt in my whip.
So Speed Demon was our first real foray into AI like music creation.
In my mission to find Mecca's true creators, I landed on Anthony Martini. He's part of Factory New, Mecca's record label. Him and I spoke on a few occasions about FN Meka. At first, he wanted me to treat FN Meka as if it were a real, living, breathing robot.
Right now, all these worlds are sort of separated, right? You have like the virtual world, you have video game world, you have human world, all that. At some point, it's all going to be blurred anyway.
He even had me speak with someone who supposedly was FN Meka.
To be honest, I have no idea why. I was created by Factory New, and I was coded hard set of beliefs to just rap.
For the entire conversation, this person never left character.
Really based on statistics, right? So the AI scans what's currently popular, and we try and mimic music that's popular in the current culture.
The whole thing felt weird, and they were still being cagey as to who was behind FN Meka and why. After reading hundreds of comments on Meka's videos, one name continually popped up. Chris Lee, aka Clegg FX. Lee is a triple threat: vlogger, designer, music video director, and much more. He's the co-founder of RTF Studios, where they create and sell sneaker NFTs and other collectibles. He's involved in the creation of Meka's record label, Factory New. He hails from Salt Lake City, Utah, the same location where FN Meka claims as its home database on Virtual Human Database. Here Lee is seen in April 2019 announcing FN Meka as an early signee of Factory New. Genius reached out to Chris numerous times to get him on the record for this interview, but he declined to comment. But he did issue one statement. It said, quote, "Thanks for your interest. I only sponsor FN Meka with my NFT brand RTF Studios," which was true, but the evidence suggests way more. I went back to the aforementioned post and I kept looking through comments, and one of them blew the whole story wide open. In it, he responds to a commenter asking a question about FN Meka by saying, quote, "He's created in my brother's lab." Chris Lee's brother's name is Brandon, and he also goes by Gun Junkie. In the early 2010s, he made skins for Dota and the video game CSGO. Brandon is also a moderator of a Steam group called Factory New. A source on background confirmed to me that Brandon is behind the design of FN Meka with Chris Lee as the brains. Meka's 2 songs dropped in the months after the announcement, with TikTok videos pushing each. I thought back to my interview with Meka, or whomever was claiming to be Meka, and I asked it if it believed that one day robot rappers or musicians will overtake human musicians and become our musical overlords. And its answers were peculiar, to say the least.
Yes, because humans are very limited in their dictionary, right? If neural net comes, or just AI in general, I think robots and humans are going to get smarter overall.
So clearly, I needed to take a step back and figure out exactly what I was dealing with. What is a virtual human anyway?
So a virtual human is obviously a synthetic version of a human created through CGI. It can be a static character that you look at on a screen, or it can be a character that talks to you in some way, or is in some form of video. But it's synthetic, it's computer-generated imagery.
That's Dudley Neville Spencer of the Virtual Influencer Agency. He works with brands to craft virtual humans and is currently involved in creating a code of ethics for brands who manage these characters. Dudley thinks FN Meka is actually pretty good design.
It's the CGI which makes it, you know, creating the AirPod rifle and all that kind of stuff. That's very clever, because that's new, that's interesting, and they're cultural touchstones which that age group are going to be very, very interested in.
But he also believes it's important for the humans behind these characters to be public.
So really important, if it's an avatar of a real human, you need to know who that human is. Because if you have avatars of 50-year-old men pretending to be 12-year-old girls, that's a big problem.
And studies show that people actually believe these robots are real people. But he sees the utility in using Meka as a vessel to create and sell pop music.
The music almost becomes, oh, well, I'm going to watch it because I'm actually being entertained. But do I think it's that good? Probably better than any other robots music I've heard, but I don't necessarily think it's going to change the world yet.
Armed with this knowledge, I linked up with Ant from Factory New once more.
Like I mentioned before, it's not like it's a top secret thing where, you know, if you do enough searching, you'll know who's behind it.
Asked him if he could confirm that Meka's creator was Brandon Lee.
I can't confirm or deny. I've always wanted to say that in an interview, but
In a statement Anthony provided me on behalf of Factory New from Brandon Lee after that interview, Brandon confirmed that he is in fact the creator of FN Meka. He said, quote, FN Meka was originally a concept character for a video game project called Clout Fighter. It is essentially a video game where SoundCloud rappers fight each other, which is similar to one of my favorite games ever, Def Jam Vendetta. The statement went on to say that Meka's design is a combination of, quote, Icy Narco, Lil Pump, Trippie Redd, and Tekashi 6ix9ine. As for the secrecy, Lee said, quote, the people behind FN Meka wish to stay somewhat behind the scenes because Meka receives a lot of hate mail, death threats, etc. As for the voice behind Meka's 2 earliest songs, Lee says it was Kyle the Hooligan. Genius made contact with Kyle, but he did not answer any questions as to his involvement with FN Meka. Anthony says FN Meka is just one piece in a wider rollout for Factory New.
The FN characters are going to be kind of like the internal, like the Marvel Universe model, where it's like anything that's FN will be sort of created from scratch in-house and built up, and those are more like part of Factory News specifically.
In fact, FN Meka is already fighting with another character called FN Normal, a robot beef of some sorts. And the top comment on the YouTube post says, quote, "Yes sir, I got money on my boy, FN Meka." Does Meka dream of electric sheep? It seems like we'll never know. I'm Jacques Morel with Genius News, bringing you the meaning and the knowledge behind the music. From home. Peace.